Good afternoon, folks. What we're going to be doing today, we're going to be deflasking some orchid seedlings, or could be clones, from a sterile flask, giving them a rinse, in antifungal and potting them up. So let's just look at this flask. This is a typical flask of orchid seedlings. Don't know if you can see that. And now inside there is completely sterile. And as soon as we crack the seal on this lid, it's going to let air in, and with the air is going to come bacteria and moulds, etc, etc. So once the lid's off, you've got to do it. You can't put the lid back on. So let's go ahead and pop it. There we go, some lovely little plants. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these plants from the jelly, which is agar based, as you can see. So carefully remove them, and we're going to get a quick drop in the water. Now it's lukewarm water, it's just plain water. In actual fact, this water's gone through a set of filters, and it's reverse osmosis water, so there's nothing in the water at all. No heavy metals, no calcium, no nothing. So it's a pretty simple process, as you can see. Taking these out. Now in this particular instance, the plants that we're doing is a Cattleya, and it's Cattleya from Brazil, Argentina and Paraguay, and its name is loddigesii var coerulea. Coerulea means it's a blue form. Normally it's a lovely pink flower, it's about a 3 or 4 inch flower. Very fragrant, very thick petaled, long lasting. But in this case it's got a more of a blue tinge to it. Right, so we've rinsed off, don't know if you can see that, we've rinsed off the agar from the roots, because you don't want to leave any of that stuff on there, because what will happen is mould will very quickly grow on the jelly, because it's full of nutrients, which is not really what you want. So once we've got that, we will now drop it into a solution of antifungal, which is called, the one I've been using is called Systane, Systane, made by Bayer Chemicals, and it's just a multi-purpose fungicide. So get rid of that. Now normally what I would do was I would leave them as they are for about 20 minutes or so, and just to let them soak up some of this Systane that we've put on there, and that's going to prevent any bacteria from starting to grow. But in the interests of this video, we're going to continue straight on. Now today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting it into these small 6cm pots. Now these are clear pots, hopefully you can see that, which is going to allow the light to get to any roots that form on the surface, which is, it all helps. Now these pots are available to buy. They're only cheap really, but they're available to buy on the link that you can now see. So I shall just pot some of these up to show you the general idea. This is a nice one, though. It's quite fidgety, especially if you've got fat fingers. So I'm going to put some of this plain bark. It's just plain bark, and in this case it's I think it's 8 to 12 millimeters, the particle size. So I'm just infilling around the roots, and as we've done before, give it a tap, which helps to settle it, and gently firm it in. Start the tray off. Do another one. It's dead easy really, it's very therapeutic. I'll do another couple, and then magically this tray that you can see here will become filled. I'm sure you don't want to watch me doing this for the next 10 minutes, but I'm sure you get the gist, the idea of it. It's not a difficult process, as you can see. Now the other way you could do these is that you could use one of the small trays. Could fill one of these with the bark. Like that, so you can get an idea of it. This is what you would call a community tray. Now in this instance, you get the plants. It's the same process really, it's just on a larger scale if you like. Just cover them roots. Just to sort of get it held in position, and then you can do your next one. Doesn't matter at this point if it looks a bit rough, because later on, once you've finished the tray and you've got all your plants in, you can adjust it. So, as you can see, the idea is that you want your plants to be stood upright, and you want the roots to be just buried, like that. And you would do that with all of your tray. Put your label in, give it good water. Now what you can do at this point with these is that you can put one of the transparent lids on, just to keep the humidity in. So I'll just pull them out for now. So that's the other way of doing it, but personally I like to do it like this, especially with the plants that are large enough to easily be handled. Right, now I'm going to go on and finish this tray. I'll be back with you in a second. Here we are, magically, on the last one. Magic, eh? So there's his little plants. In this case we've got 18 out of that flask. So now we've got them all potted up, what you would do now is stick in the name tag and give them a good drink. And once you've given them a good drink, what you've got to bear in mind is that because these plants have been in a sterile environment inside the flask, they've got a very thin film or skin on the leaves. So if you don't stop them from drying out, they will just desiccate pretty quickly and you could lose some. So the easiest way of doing that, if you've got them in little pots, is simply to take another pot and invert it on top, like that. So you're going to make like a series of little greenhouses. And because these are little plant pots, they've already got holes in the bottom, which will allow air to get in, and it'll prevent mould from growing because there's some air movement. So you would continue on with that after you've watered them, of course, and put them then somewhere not in direct sun, plenty of light but not in direct sun because you don't want them to cook, and leave these caps on for around about 10 days. And what you'll find is in them 10 days they will already start to produce new root tips and they'll be away like lightning. And that's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget orchidspecies.co.uk. We sell all these plants, we sell the flasks, we sell the pots and everything. Thank you, hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.